Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I feel like this has been a long time coming. This is the first video in a series of videos making over my sister's home. In case you guys haven't caught any of the previous videos, basically my sister and her husband have recently moved into a new home. It needs not a lot of work, just a little bit of work, and obviously they just want to put their own stamp on the place as well. So this is the first room of the house to be done, which is my sister's office. If you haven't caught any of the previous videos, I've done a lot of like mood board videos, things like that, so I will link those videos in case you have missed them. Obviously we had an initial plan. You guys saw that I would have done the mood board for my sister's office. I'll put in a picture here of what the kind of rough plan was. It was basically to do this kind of half height paint in a kind of bluey greeny colour, use a lot of existing furniture that she already had, but just make it a lot more kind of light, bright, fresh, kind of clean, relaxing environment for her to work in. So obviously I'm going to take you guys through the whole step-by-step process of what I've done to kind of transform this room. But before I dive in, I need to show you guys what it looked like before. So here is the room we are going to be working on. Overall, it's a pretty good space for an office. It's a nice kind of like little cozy size. It's not awful, but at the moment it's this kind of like murky grey blue colour. It just doesn't look particularly inviting, and like I said, we want to make this kind of light, bright, fresh and inviting. So as you can see, we've gone colour swatch crazy, trying to find the perfect shade for this room. We actually got some of these lick samples. The one on the left there is the one we're going for, which is called Blue 03. So before I could start any of the fun stuff, I needed to start by prepping the room. So first thing was this piece of wood, which was drilled into the wall. The previous owners put this up to hang curtains off of, which I'm not sure I see the logic behind that. But anyway, so I started off by unscrewing it. It left quite a few holes in the wall. One tip for removing wall plugs actually is just to screw the screw in a little bit and then just pull it out. So I just went in with some potty filler and my putty knife. Another little tip, overfill your holes. Filler can shrink a little bit, so I would always just overfill and then just sand the rest off when it's all dry. There were a few other kind of marks and knocks in the room as well, so I just went through, filled everything, and once it was dry, I gave it a good sanding down to make sure it was smooth. So as you guys would already know, the top half of this room is going to be white. I had some of this paint left over. It's a super latex matte emulsion paint from Leyland. Generally speaking, I absolutely love the Leyland trade brand. It is such good quality and a really good price as well. So I just went in doing the edging and then obviously rollering it on as well. Normally I would decorate rooms with Steve. I would always do edging and he does the rollering, which works out really well, because one thing I did find was that by the time I went round to do the rollering after I'd painted all the edges, that the edges had started to dry and they did leave kind of like brush marks. So it's always better to do it as a kind of two-person job. This is how we were looking after one coat. I wasn't that impressed with the coverage, to be honest. So I left it to dry for a few hours and then went in with my second coat. I honestly thought I'd have to do 2 coats on this. Boy, was I wrong. So the next day I did a third coat of this same white paint. I was thinking surely this will be the one. This will be the last coat, and I was wrong again. Whilst I was waiting for the third coat of paint to dry, I just went about removing this kind of old beading from the skirting board. Okay, so I thought I would give you guys a real-time update. So I've now done 3 coats of paint with this. We've used this before and it's been really, really good, but 3 coats and it's still like really, really blotchy. So I've been to B&Q, I picked up the custom colour that we had mixed, which is that one there. And I also just picked up this. Never used this before, Pure Brilliant White by Valspar. So I think I'm gonna do a coat of this just to finish it off because it does not want to focus. As you can see, it's just like so blotchy still. And after 3 coats, I honestly thought it would be fine, but it's starting to look a lot brighter and kind of nicer in here. This camera is not loving life right now. And earlier I did try and film doing the skirting boards. My camera died, but I've taped up these plug sockets. I removed all of the beading because this floor is going to be replaced anyway. I removed all of the beading, ready to paint the skirting boards because there's going to be carpet put in here. So I thought it'd be better to do it before obviously the carpet goes down. Anyway, time to crack on with painting some more white. I'm not going to film this because you guys kind of get it now, but I will obviously show you later on what it looks like. Time to get ready to paint our half-height greeny bluey paint. So I actually just moved in a little bit of furniture because I wanted to kind of get the height of this right. So I just went round, I kind of measured at certain points, like by the windowsill, by the light switch, where this piece of furniture was sitting. And I knew that I wanted it to sit a decent amount above the furniture so that you would actually see some of the green. Another thought process I had was actually because this light switch is white, I wanted to make sure that the light switch sat in the white section of the wall rather than the green, because I thought that would just look so much more clean. So I think I went for 1.10 m in the end. And I just literally went round, measured a few different points around the room and just left a tiny, tiny little pencil mark to give me a guide as to where to tape. I went in with my frog tape. I know this is gonna seem like a lot more difficult than it actually is, but you literally just hold the frog tape from one dot to the next and the tape will just give you a straight line. You don't stress yourself over making sure it's completely level. The tape will do that for you, so it's actually really easy. One tip I will give you guys is that make sure you properly press the tape down onto the wall, smooth it out properly because you don't want bleed to come through and get little green bits of paint on the white. I was a little concerned. I've heard the green frog tape is so strong that it can actually peel paint off. That wasn't an issue for me. I thought it worked absolutely perfectly. This is what it was looking like the whole way around the room. Nice level line all the way through. So I got a custom colour match in the Valspar V500. The colour match is perfect and the quality of the paint is really good as well. I literally just took that lick paper sample in and they matched it absolutely perfectly. So for the edging, I'm actually gonna freehand it. I got some of these angle brushes and I'm showing this to you guys in real time. If you have a steady hand, I quite often find that just freehanding it, you get a really, really nice finish anyway. So just to show you how slowly I do it, it does actually in the long run save a lot of time compared to kind of like taping everything up, painting. I just prefer freehanding in certain circumstances. So where I had my masking tape to do my line, I just went over with a brush. I tried to kind of brush down and then brush across just to kind of avoid brushing up towards the tape so that you don't get any extra bleed go through. And then I went in with my roller to do the main bulk of it. I've heard that Valspar has really mixed reviews, but honestly, it's one of my go-to, probably my main go-to paint company. Because you have a massive variety of colour, it's really affordable, and I mean, look at this coverage. It's going on so smoothly. Really impressed with it. I also went in with my brush around all the plug sockets as well. So you'll notice I'm doing this wall by wall because of what I said earlier, where I felt like where I'd brushed it on, that it was drying too quick before I was rollering it. So I literally just did it wall by wall, did the edging, rollering, then moved on to the next wall, and it meant that it left no brush marks whatsoever. But I also made sure that when I did go around the plug sockets that I was brushing it out, so there were no kind of thick gloopy bits. So this is what the room was looking like after one coat, and honestly the coverage is amazing. So I waited until this was dry, went in with my second coat. The first coat did have amazing coverage, but there were a couple of little kind of patchy bits I just wanted to cover. Are you guys ready for the super satisfying bit? Removing the masking tape. So I removed this when the second coat was still damp because I just think it's a little bit easier than waiting for when it's dry. And look at that crisp line. I really feel like I've got this technique down now, and I was so happy with how clean this line was. A lot of the skirting board was very yellow, so I grabbed some of this. This is the Leyland Trade Satin Wood and Metal paint, and this is so satisfying. You can see all this, like, I cleaned these skirting boards, these are clean, but you can see how much of the yellowing from the gloss there is. Personally, I am not a gloss kind of girl. I always go for more of a satin finish, and the coverage of this paint was seriously good. I only needed to do one coat, and I mean, look at that. It leveled out really easily as well, actually, because I didn't have any kind of brush marks, anything like that left over. It was super easy to apply. Once everything was dry, I went about moving all of this furniture back into place. I feel like I've not really been checking in with you guys much whilst I've been filming this, but it has been quite a few days since I was here last, so last thing I did was obviously paint the room, put a few bits of furniture back in, but one thing I didn't show you guys is I managed to pick up a new wardrobe to store some of their stuff. So I can't remember if I said already, but this room is straight off of their hallway. They don't have a cupboard to put any of their like coats, shoes, things like that. They did have a wardrobe in here which was like a blue colour. It didn't exactly fit the other bits of furniture that were in here, so I scoured Facebook Marketplace and managed to pick up this wardrobe. So it's like a single wardrobe. It's a IKEA Pax one, I think. So I think it's 80 centimeters wide, roughly. It's a little bit of a shorter one. It does have feet to go with it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the feet on because they look a bit weird. But it's got really good storage inside. I'm gonna flip the door the other way around because this doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know if you can see, it's got like pull-out shelves. There's a rail in there as well. So basically it's absolutely perfect to put shoes and coats in. I'm gonna flip the door the other way around. Got some hardware to put on this wardrobe door and also the drawers behind me, but apart from that I'm going to be doing like little finishing touches. I need to do a little bit of caulking around, like silicone around the window, because that is effed up. But yeah, shouldn't be here for too much longer because it's almost done. So I started off with putting the handles on the dresses. I grabbed these little leather pull handles from Amazon and I'm super impressed with the quality. They look so good. I'll link everything down below, but I just wanted to kind of get something that would just elevate these drawers. These are just Malm drawers from IKEA. I'm sure loads of you guys have them, but all I did was put a little bit of masking tape on the front there where I wanted to mark. I measured the middle point. I then kind of gauged how far down I wanted my handles, marked it, measured it again, and simply drilled a hole in the front of the drawer. This is such a quick, easy thing to do, just to kind of give a piece of drawers a new lease of life or just make them a little bit more custom. Once the holes are drilled, you just screw them in, nice and simple, and they honestly look so much more expensive than they actually were. This is the fun bit, doing all of the finishing touches. I bought a couple of things over just to help style it a little bit. This isn't going to be like amazing final product, absolutely flawless, but I just wanted to bring a couple of things in just to make it feel a little bit more homely and not so much of a kind of empty shell. Another thing that we got was a cork board. So this was something I added into the original designs, and I got these wooden pins as well. It did come with some kind of primary colour pins. I felt like they weren't really a vibe, so I found these wooden pins on Amazon, pinned a couple of things on there, and this is a great way to just kind of make a space a little bit more personal. Right guys, I have just finished putting everything in place. I'm a bit of a sweaty mess, so please excuse this. Just a little disclaimer before I show you guys anything. My sister is actually away at the moment. She has taken her work equipment with her and she's working from her parent-in-law's house. So not all of her office equipment is here to be able to put it properly in its place. There's a couple of things that I've not properly done. I'll talk you through them in a minute, just because not everything's in the space. And also another thing is I've staged this for her so she can get a vibe of what items that she wants to buy. But like I've said before, she's like obviously they have the whole house to do. She's really like stepping out where she buys like decor bits. So I've put everything in place to show her what it could look like. But a lot of it is just kind of like my stuff that I've put in place. But I'll talk you through what I've done, where everything's from. Let me quickly show you guys the before, then I'll show you the after. My camera battery literally just died, so I have to film this off of my phone, which is really annoying. But I wanted to give you guys a really quick room tour because it's so difficult to kind of get everything in those shots. So as you walk in, we have these Malm chest of drawers, which is what my sister already had. All I did was just add on these little leather pulls, which were from Amazon. I think these turned out amazing. I love this kind of warm tone tan. It just really elevates the drawers, and they've got like a little kind of gold disc in the middle there. And then I just added a tiny bit of styling on top of here. I actually love how this kind of half white paint turned out. It honestly makes the room look so much bigger. The ceilings look crazy high. So if you have a small room, I definitely recommend trying this out. I just added a little print to the top there. It's from 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘮𝘦. I actually have a 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘮𝘦 collaboration coming up really soon at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that because I'll have a little discount code to share with you guys. And then we have a little colour pop with the vase and some 𝘭𝘪𝘯𝘬𝘿. I believe that's from 𝘚𝘪𝘯𝘬𝘦. That was one of my sisters. I just styled it up with a couple of little books here. Just to add a little bit more colour, put a candle on the top there as well. So she does have a printer to go in this space, but I actually think it will fit in the drawers. But I need to wait till she gets back to kind of make sure that she's okay with me drilling a hole in the back of the drawers to kind of put the leads through. But we shall see. I also added in a little bit of greenery here. So this is actually from my lounge. This is from HomeSense, and my mum actually gave me that. But I just feel like it really kind of adds a little bit life and colour to the room. I love the kind of natural tone, and it also just adds a bit of texture as well. And then the wardrobe. So like I've said before, there is going to be carpet going in this room, and I didn't want to add the feet on because I think once the carpet goes down, they'll probably want to kind of reassess what kind of feet they put on this. I also didn't put a handle on it for that reason, partly because it's actually good to ask you guys, do you think I should put a little tab on there or a leather kind of pull that's just like a handle? But I did switch the door around. It may need, well, it does need some feet on it, but we can readdress that. And then I just added this little fern, which my sister had, the basket my sister already had as well. And I love that it's like a different colour because I feel like you can really get away with that in this space. And they just kind of mask that fuse box a little bit. But yeah, this wardrobe is really, really good storage. Obviously, we've got the dog bed down there. It's a staple when you have a dog. This one's actually from 𝘭𝘪𝘯𝘬𝘪𝘭𝘪 from Amazon. This is the same one that I have, and my sister got the same because her dog loved ours. I've just thrown down a little rug. This is again a temporary measure because there's going to be carpet going down in here, but I felt like it needed something just to kind of take away the echoiness of this room. I think this is called the 𝘭𝘪𝘯𝘪𝘭𝘪 from IKEA. It's only like £10, so it's really, really affordable. I've also just put up this light fitting as well. This is actually from my office / dressing room. I don't know where this is from. I absolutely love it. It's like an origami kind of flower light shade. It is so pretty. I actually got this in my first house when I bought it. The previous owners left it behind and I just loved it. I've just put it in here for now. And then the desk. So this desk is also from IKEA. It's the one where you buy like the legs and the top separately. We managed to pick this up off of Facebook Marketplace for £30, I think, and they're like 100 and something brand new. So if this room is anything to go by, I mean, Facebook Marketplace, that's £20. One of these is also from Facebook Marketplace. You can be very, very savvy with your money and get some stuff that's still in great condition, but a lot cheaper. So I've just put my sister's desk chair back here. And then this is one of the things that's like not finished. So we have this cork board, which actually matches the cork waste paper bin. Oh, I've not brought that in. So this is the waste paper bin that we picked up from 𝘚𝘪𝘯𝘬𝘮 the other day when we went, and thought that would go absolutely perfectly in this space. So that's down there. Works absolutely perfectly. The reason I've not hung this yet is because my sister obviously has her work computer, she has her monitor, everything with her because she spent a week away. So that's not here, and I want to make sure that I get the height of this perfectly. I want it to sit above her monitor, but this will be going up on the wall here when she gets back. So I just managed to find, this is because we did like a present for one of our grandparents. That's my brother and his girlfriend, that's my sister and her husband, me and Steve and Rocky. So I just managed to find these in one of the drawers, and I knew what it was for, so I just kind of pinned them on there. These were some leftover samples for blinds that I knew she didn't want to use. And that's actually the paint that we used to put on the wall, so I thought it was quite fun to tie that back in. And then I also found this, which is a thank you card from their wedding. I presumed she wasn't going to want me to put a pin through it, so what I actually did is just kind of tie a little loop and hang it on with some twine, which I think looks really, really cute. But yeah, this space is obviously very empty for now. The only thing I was thinking about adding is I have a rattan mirror that could go on this wall, because it does look a little empty right now, but at the same time, it is a very small room and I don't want to over clutter it. There's a lot going on this wall when you walk in, so I'm going to leave it blank for now. Let me know what you guys think. I'll put in a picture of the one that I have. It's actually from B&M. Could look really cute on that wall, but I think my sister would probably rather use that in the hallway or something. But yeah, that is the whole room. Right guys, so that is the room all done. I'm a little bit annoyed that the camera decided to die on me, literally at the very end there, but hopefully you guys got a good idea of what the whole transformation looked like. Let me know your opinions, what you thought, what you would have done differently. Do you guys like the outcome? Like I said before, it's a bit of a difficult one because obviously my sister and her husband are very much trying to like stagger out when they do things. They don't want to sort of buy everything in one go, which is completely understandable. So it may be a case of in a year's time we'll go back and sort of finesse it a little bit more or something like that. But I think for now, the transformation is so much nicer than what was there previously. I love the kind of half height paint because honestly, I actually think it makes the room look so much bigger. So don't be worried if you're maybe have a smaller room, definitely give it a go because I just think it makes it look so much bigger, brighter, it makes the ceilings look higher. And obviously I just wanted to make sure we were reusing as much furniture as possible. And the furniture that we were getting was sort of secondhand Facebook Marketplace. You guys know the drill, I like to be thrifty. But yeah, really happy with how the room turned out. Hopefully you guys liked it as well. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an upcoming video. And until next time, I will see you guys later.